It's not always easy to elevate. It's not always easy to take that leap, take that next level. And lately, I've been thinking about this question that I want you to ask yourself. And that question is, are you ready to take the leap? Or do you want to continue to delay your potential? Are you ready to take the leap? Or do you want to continue to delay your potential? And so that's a decision that we have to make every single day. And more than a decision we have to make, it's a decision that we have the opportunity to make. And that's just a quick shift in perspective, one that is aligned with the positive affirmation mindset. It's saying, okay, today I have to wake up and go to work. I have to wake up and figure things out. I have to wake up and solve issues. That's one way you can think about it, right? And the positive affirmation mindset is, I have the opportunity today to go to work. I have the opportunity today to change my life. I have the opportunity today to fix the problems that I'm facing in my life. And when you make that slight shift and you realize this day that we have is not promised, it's an opportunity that we get to make some type of change in our life. So for me, I want to share these 3 changes that I'm making actively in this season of my life in France. And I hope it can be inspiring to you and maybe even encourage you to take on the same changes in your life. So the first change is making the change to be more loving in my work. More loving in my work. I'm reading a book now called Inner Excellence. Forgot the author, but in the book Inner Excellence is a book about the mindset that allows for top performers, top athletes to perform at the level and the rate that they do. And one thing that he teaches is that high performers, professional athletes that perform at the highest level, they bring a level of unconditional love into their work. They bring unconditional love into their work. And usually when we think about unconditional love, is usually with a person that you love them no matter what. You always are there for them, you care for them, and you love them like you love yourself. But what if we could look at our work the same way? What if we could bring that level of energy into our work, to our purpose, really, not just our work, but into our purpose? How would that change things? How would you show up differently? So that's one change that I'm making now, trying to bring the unconditional love into my work. The second change is being more creative with work. Being more creative with work. And now, in a time where technology is having another revolutionary period, the same type of revolution when it was the railroads were made, when the internet was created. Now we have AI. And AI is a revolutionary technology. And it's scary for some people, but it's also a tool where you can be more creative. It's a tool to help you to be more creative. Even just being creative in the way that you use AI can help you to change. And so for me in my work, thinking about what it means to be more creative, to me that means, for one, being more open to taking risk. Because I think creativity and risk taking, they're almost aligned in a sense. Because when you're trying something new for the first time, when you have a creative idea or you have a creative perspective on something and you try it out, there's a risk that it may fail. When you're being creative and you create a business, there's a risk that it may fail. But if you don't take the risk, there's no way that it can succeed, right? So being more creative means being more open to taking risk. Being creative also means being more intentional about researching and getting inspiration from life. It could be from taking a walk and thinking about how you can be inspired. It could be from going and sitting outside, sitting by a lake. It could be from taking a hike to a mountain. It could be any of those things, right? but it's about the mindset of you being intentional and saying, today I'm doing this so I can be more creative. I want to get some ideas from this walk that I take. I want to get some new ideas from this meditation that I'm going to do. I want to get more ideas when I go to church today and I pray. It's an intention that has to be set when it comes to creativity. There's an intention and then there's a doing. And the third change is being more consistent. Being more consistent. And this is probably the biggest change of them all, because consistency is everything when it comes to growth. So many times I start things and then it's not growing fast enough, it's not working fast enough, and then I'll change to something else. But consistency says, no matter what happens, I'm committed to this, and I'm going to continue to chop wood, continue to just take a swing every day, regardless of the outcome. And when you're consistent long enough, things start to shift. And so what does it look like to be more consistent? Well, one, it means adding more consistent activities to your life. For example, for me, I'm doing Duolingo every day for the past 305 days, I think. I'm on a 305-day streak. So I've been doing Duolingo every day for 300 plus days. Consistency. Beautiful. And now, mon français, c'est meilleur. Je parle français tous les jours maintenant. You know what I mean? So that's every day. But what else can I be consistent with and do every day? Is it making a video? Is it doing some type of exercise? Stretching, yoga, prayer? And what else can I be consistent with? Because I believe that when you add more consistent items into your flow, when you're consistent over more things, it just develops you into an overall consistent person. And so for you, what does it look like to make those 3 changes in your life? To be more loving, to be more creative, and to be more consistent. And again, these are intentional changes. I believe all change needs to be intentional, and intentionality just means you making a decision to do something. And the other day I posted on my Instagram, it was a carousel post of different photos from 2020, 2021, 2022, 2023, 2024, and 2025. And it was basically me showing the different stages of my life and the growth that I've experienced over the past 5 years. And this girl commented that I went to college with, and she was like, wow, this is dope. And I remember you in college doing your podcast, and you willed it into existence. You made it happen, and you've made everything in your life happen so far. So being able to see that, I'm proud of your growth, and I'm happy for you. And when I saw that, it warmed my heart, because it made me realize, like, yeah, even before 2020, I was still building. I was still intentional. I still had a vision for my life. And I was intentional about doing the work. And so when you have that vision, and I think that's even like maybe the first step to even being in alignment with who you are, is just having a vision for your life, just knowing where you want to go. You know, for me, I knew I had a vision of living in Paris. I knew I wanted to get to Paris, and although it took 5 years to do it, the vision never wavered. I always saw myself doing it. And the vision is almost like a North Star in a sense, because whenever you're doing something, you can ask yourself, am I getting closer to my vision? Am I even aligned with my vision? Or does this not have to do with my vision at all? Right? And when you find yourself doing stuff that doesn't have to align with your vision at all, then you know it's probably a distraction, it's probably a waste of time. And it's probably some other thing that you could be doing that's better equipped for you. And so I don't want to talk too much about vision. This video is about the three changes that you can make today that will change your entire life. And that is to be more loving. That is to be more creative. And that is to be more consistent in your life. And so I'm curious, if you're watching this, you got to the end of this video. Let me know which one of those 3 changes will you commit to today. And once you commit to it, it becomes a part of your vision for your life. And so no pressure, but you have everything that you need inside of you. And so my goal with this video is just to give you some additional thoughts to think about, to maybe give you some extra motivation and inspiration to just continue to be the best version of yourself, because you're needed, you're valued, and you have a gift that the world needs. So that's all. That's my revelation by the lake today in Annecy, France. I'll see you on the next one.